I got a fair amount of exposure here, and I think it's just because of the fact that I've been encouraged more and more that I do think there's going to be some sort of a deal. And obviously, even before the deal, if you look back, some of these names were punished even when they'd report some pretty decent numbers. And then people always try to read ahead. They hear something from Apple, they try to read ahead. Well, this is going to absolutely impact. The reality is, whether it's Micron or Xilinx, or you go through the group AMD and NVIDIA, all these different names, they have so many different categories and verticals where they get a lot of their money from, their revenue streams. I think that there's a great opportunity across the board there. Whether it be an AMD or an NVIDIA, you've got gaming, you've got all these different aspects where you can go. Big data. I think Intel's still my favorite because I think it might not be the most sexy of all these names, but it still has a great new CEO, and the CFO that they just hired away from Qualcomm, I think is going to be huge for the company.
I didn't say. I said I don't believe that there's a deal. I mean, they're throwing money at this sucker. So to our earlier guest, Chris Verone, said this might just be the beginning. He might be right, but where do I go in terms of, I get Intel, but you look at a stock that's sort of underperformed, that seems to have its legs under it at 13 times forward earnings. QRVO to me is pretty interesting. Upgraded at Goldman Sachs recently. I think KeyBank just upgraded it as well. That's a stock that valuation makes sense, and it hasn't run nearly as far as the rest of them.
And we talked about this. Remember, semis peaked last June. Basically, they are your leading indicator. They are telling you. They told you what was going on in the fall. If you listen to everything else, even the IMF out today saying the second half of 2019 is going to be better. This is telling you what I think we're about to hear from Marco. But the bottom line here is Intel, if you want the most diversified play, I hate chasing valuations in semis. And therefore, Intel to me is right down the middle. I also think that you could have something like Micron, which could be a value trap. Intel is not that.